Welcome in. We still had something playing in the back. Hold up. There you go. Welcome into Peapod Cove. This is the live stream today, guys. I gotta shut this off. Why am I hearing an echo? Do you guys hear an echo? I'm hearing like a delay. But here we are. We're going to talk about the GNX tour. They're getting ready to. Hey, let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Something's not right. What is it? Can everybody hear me okay? Hey, Alicia, welcome in. I think I took care of it. That's better. Yeah, I got it. I was here today. I figure I'll do a live stream tonight. Normally I'm not home this early, but we GNX stores heading to Glasgow, and I figured we could talk about the energy of this concert, what it's been. Yeah, I got crazy lag somewhere. I gotta try to figure that out. But I got some clips, different clips for y'all to check it out, fans' reactions. And then later we're gonna have a fan call-in show. That doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't even make any sense. But basically Kendrick and SZA is going to Scotland. And this would be tomorrow, the 8th. So both of them are Kendrick played at the OVO Hydro, which is kind of funny to me because OVO, but they're not related. But Kendrick played there of 2022, and SZA played there in 2023. So they're going back. They're going back. So y'all could expect the energy to be high in there. Yeah, we're definitely loving this European half of the show. It's been amazing. It's been showing everybody up for sure. Sure. I am having background noise back there, but yeah, so yeah, they're gonna be heading back, and you could pretty much expect more of the same through this tour. You know, it's not the first time they've been in Europe. This is gonna be the stage setup. It's a little different. It's more like a soccer stadium style, so it's definitely gonna look a little different. And I think it's the way his Kendrick stage is set up, it benefits them a lot more. But then here's a set list, which everybody pretty much know by now. You know what the set list is going to be. And then the one thing you can't get in the stadium with is umbrellas. I don't know what is it with umbrellas, but you ain't getting it with umbrellas. Personally, when I went to Foxborough and they didn't even check me. I didn't have a bag, but I wasn't checked. Me and I think it was Joseph was talking about that earlier in the chat, where the security wasn't really messing with people at all. But I guess they know who to look for because I didn't really have anything on me. But you still have to always wonder. You still have to always wonder. So these are things you can't bring to the show. Else spray. Don't bring no food or drinks. Personal photography stuff. Well, I need to bring that because that's how I'm getting these content from you guys. So don't stop that. Anybody out there headed out to the show, make sure you hit me up. Let me know what the energy was like up in there. Let me know what the energy was like because it's funny. It's like people are now finding out how good Kendrick is, which is kind of weird. A lot of us already knew that, but for some reason, they're now figuring it out. It's funny that I never really paid attention to it, but if you look, I paused it right where you could see the food stamps. I never realized that when he raps, he's actually in the middle of the food stamp as he's performing. Now, I know a lot of people know what the food stamp thing is, if you're living in America, but he's literally in the middle of the food stamp rapping. I was off to the side, so I didn't really pick up on that till I watched the video the other day. And if you listen to the lyrics he say while he's in the food stand, you'll kind of understand what I'm talking about. Well, this man is Kendrick is so calculated with everything he does. With everything he does. We got some fan reaction, definitely. Yeah, there was I did see something about that as well. I didn't get to really dive into it, but I did something on one of the past episodes where a girl was breaking down the whole food stamp thing, and I didn't notice that when they actually performs, his photo is in the middle of the food stand, and they show his picture, but I sat to the side, so I didn't pick up on it. Well, I mean, you got to think about it. Like anytime Kendrick puts something out, right? How long do we spend dissecting it? Think about it. We spend a lot a long time. Times we spend days, months, and then we figure out it's something else. And you know how Kendrick Lamar stuff goes. Yeah, if you're coming in, make sure you hit the like button. I appreciate it. We talking Kendrick Lamar SZA right now. The Grand National Tour is getting ready to head to Glasgow, Scotland. And that means a little bit because Glasgow is my family name. I've never been to Glasgow, Scotland, but that is my family name. One day I'll get there. But it just stuck out to me. That's all. And like I said, Kendrick and SZA has been to Glasgow before. They performed. SZA performed in 2023 and Kendrick in 2022. So they're returning. So we have fans there too, a lot. You know, Europe's been reaching out. Europe's been saying, listen, we've been supporting Kendrick for a long time. It's just that he don't go around bragging about where he goes. You know, he ain't bragging about it. You know, I got some stuff about Drake's new song too. Some stuff a couple of fans say. Maybe I want to put it at the end though. Let me know how y'all feel about it. But while he out there karaoke and being Karen, we got Kendrick over here doing stuff like this in the stadium. Let me back that up for y'all. Hey, I could go check out the video, the last video I did for Frankfurt Night 2. Listen, if you were in there, yeah, that thing was like, it's pretty much, I saw people getting wheeled out of there, like literally. Like, look, it's like a party, but you got to be careful, you know. But when was the last time you seen anybody do this at a rap concert? For what artist? Y'all tell me. Look at that. That is insane to think about. I definitely want to hear the fan commentary tonight. The link's in the chat. Any fan want to come on and talk about the GNX tour and their experience? Just ask that you be clear. But look at that. The crazy thing too is how they all in unison, moving back and forth together. You know, it's crazy to think that a rapper is doing this in a time when people are saying rap is dead. And when they come up with any narrative to push the goalposts. But we're gonna always come back to that. That's a couple of our favorite clips. I got so many of those. But we're gonna get into some fans and that attended the show.
Let's talk about love. Listen, I can explain. Let's talk about love. It's this multifaceted, complicated, complex, layered thing that, you know, sometimes there's insecurity, sometimes it's beautiful, sometimes it's scary. What? No one really even understands what it is, but if you have the ability to translate it in such a clear and concise way, you're a bit of a magician. And then there's hate. You know, this visceral, dark, energetic thing that people sometimes are scared of admitting that they feel sometimes. And it's okay. We're all human. We all feel this thing. It's complex. Once again, the ability to package it into music and just give it to the world in such a visceral way and such a viral. I don't know if we like violence. I'm not sure if we do.
You definitely don't
A fundamental
like
part of
violence,
human
right?
ability to put that into music and translate it in such a concise, clear way. It's again, we don't go outside for anybody. I don't go outside for anybody. I saw some people after screaming mustard. They didn't know what else to say. They didn't even, you know what, the king and his rap thing, they siblings, nothing but my children, one shot they did. You know what? I don't even need to explain myself. I don't.
Nope. Listen, everybody's enjoying this. You know, his experience was amazing. At least he's a huge SZA fan as well. You know, and it's good to see everybody connecting in different ways. It's funny because he started out screaming like a little I ain't gonna say, hey, what's up, buddy? How's it going? Nephew? You know, but hey, apparently he loves SZA and Kendrick. Yeah, Glasgow's up next. Definitely hit that for the copyright. Hey, let me know if y'all haven't been to the show. You're planning on going to the show. You want to check in? Let me know. Hit me up. Links pinned in the chat. But this is definitely a historical tour, and like I said, when you see this stuff right here, it really blows your mind to think that this is a rapper that they said, look at this. This is the guy that they said can't make hit songs. Man, Kung Fu Kenny is kicking their ass right now. Sorry to say. He's kicking their butt. You know, I gotta ask, like, I'm sure by now you guys seen a lot of clips. What city do you feel like had the most energy? I know I made a community tab on that. They got a good turnout. I can check and see what the finals were on that. But what city do y'all feel like has been the most energy? Because the last three took down the first 24 for sure. Right? Like, my God. Did y'all imagine going up in there? Like, you get the chills thinking about that, looking at that. The cool thing about is that they had no seats. They removed all the seats from the floor area, so they were able to party and actually. Man, I said the same thing. I wish they did that. You know, that would have been a huge difference. Like them cats went there with one objective in mind, to have a good time. And I'm pretty sure in the back of their mind they was like, you know what? We need to show up the last show. Yo, they're only doing one show in Glasgow, Scotland. So they gonna turn up. They gonna turn up. It's another sellout. Yeah, I'm telling you, they took them seats out, it would have been a lot better. It would have been a lot better. Because even with all the seats they had, they were so close. They were so close that it was like you couldn't really do anything. You know, it was a good thing that everybody around me was size appropriate, you know, because it could be an ugly situation very fast if it's unbalanced, like in a couple of areas, the way they had how close they had those seats together. But this right here, you can see how they're all on the floor, and it's like everybody's spread out. They got room. This is giving me like music festival vibes for sure. Hey, this got to be the most calculated person for sure. For sure.
Last time I didn't do it.
You did it last time. That fucked up the whole list that I had in my head that you told me the first time.
I mean, you actually fucked up this on your own because I was very clear you didn't remember.
Not about paper.
Or glass.
What is it? Chamoy.
Your fans are Mexican. How do you chamoy?
What she talking about? Chamoy, chimichurri. I don't want to paper word. She was a bullshit. I said, fuck away. She making my heart hurt. My shit flaring now. Nigga fucking anxiety.
How do you not remember my shit? I would never not remember your shit. It's Fritos or Cheetos or chamoy. It actually is kind of phonetic as a rapper. I expect one
Now I'm feeling like I'm insecure about some shit. Or some damn peanut butter, jelly sandwiches, or a ham sandwich. This the shit that I'm talking about. I gotta do
It's crazy because all those stadiums overseas, the energy in those stadiums has been above a 10. They changed the whole narrative. Like, I'm not sure if we would have been able to party like that here. That's just not norm. But in those soccer stadiums, it's a lot different overseas. So it's crazy though. But I would have definitely loved to party with these people. I'm not sure I'd be able to keep up because it seemed like you need some young legs up in there to be doing that. But they got some good scotch or whatever they be drinking up there. For sure.
this motherfucker up.
Please, God, free me from this prophet nigga, please.
One thing better right now is live right now and not be scared no feelings. I don't say but my heart a lot. I never came through hood shit and wisdom. The money out here, young man, for coat in your hand, you die broke trying to play victim. The little ideas I told made people go rogue until God did me a big one.
Reincarnated with love. My Gemini twin back went up, no more handshakes and hugs. The energy only circulate through us, everybody must be judged. But this time God only favoring us. 20 years in, still got them here, dedicated to the bed, hard truth. Better get speak with a little tongue, better get this time is fuck you. Carrying heavier hearts right now, I got power to live for the limits too. Carrying various darts right now, I deserve this bitch like tiramisu. We gon' party, ain't into a party, I'm probably a better one suits. Really don't bother nobody, but they running by me if I got that clear out the room. You would not get the picture if I had to sit you for hours in front of the room. You would not have a soul living in my torture to stand as the Johnny and Q. Started with nothing with government cheese, but now I can seize the government too. Remember the fools, their color was tan and brown, but now the 100 and blue. Remember I said on the credits back when you debated the number one and number two. Copy was always hilarious to me, you carry them to me, I brought it up.
Man, that's Kendrick doing this thing, man. Listen, this Kendrick SZA tour, by now I know, y'all should already know that jump's off the chain. I mean, it's kind of bright in here all of a sudden. Let me turn this light down a little bit. But yeah, that this tour has took it to another level. And Kendrick has turned up his performance has always been on point. But for some reason the fans turned up the energy. And you could see his performance has went to another level too. It definitely went to another level. You know, the fact that he was singing, that's why I wanted to play that Dead Bodies. I'm wondering if he is getting ready to drop that, because it's an incomplete song. It doesn't really have a name. And it seemed like it's the collaboration with someone else. You know, that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, he does need to drop that song. Now, at some point, we're gonna segue into the Drake new song he dropped because he brought up Dot in there and stuff like that. But I know a lot of fans, the Drake fans are pretty on a high right now. Just remember that today is what? The 7th? When does Clips album drop? The 9th, right? Or the 11th? That Kendrick verse is going to be on there, and it's going to step on everything Drake put out. Sorry to say. I'm telling you, these two's going to be duking it out for a while. They're going to be duking it out for a while. But yeah, the Clips album getting ready to drop, and that verse, that Def Jam, so it's coming out on the 11th. Yeah, that verse that Def Jam didn't want to see a light of day, it's finna drop. And we don't know what's in this, if it's really about the Presidente or more Drake. But we're gonna find out in a couple days. So Drake better enjoy. What did he say? Meet the Grams. I'm sorry I didn't have to crash your party. He's finna do it again. He's finna do it again. And if what I'm hearing, there might be more than one song with Kendrick Lamar on the Pusha T album, on the Clips album. I heard there was a possibly 2, maybe 3 songs. That's scary. That's definitely scary. But that is so hilarious though. I wonder if could Bodies be on there? Could Bodies be on the Clips album? That's something we didn't think about. Right? That's a good thinking, right? How y'all feel about that, chat? How y'all feel about that? Could Bodies be on this Clips album as one of these songs and he's been singing this the whole time? Because if Bodies is on the Clips album, that's gonna go insane. That's gonna be insane. That's a huge possibility. That's a huge possibility. Because if you listen to that song, listen, on the 11th, we're gonna find out some things. We definitely gonna find out some things. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a reaction to the Clips album, but yeah, I think I should do a reaction to the Clips album. Yeah, I think I should do a reaction to the Clips album. That would, right? Because the as far as we know, unless Kendrick's going to be dropping a full new project, which the way this GNX tour is, it wouldn't make no sense for him to drop an album because the tour has been so successful that anything he drops is going to step on his own work. And everybody wants to see this current tour. It's a high demand. You know, he just added the whole Latin America. Well, I wouldn't say the whole Latin America, but a lot of dates in Latin America, you know, included Brazil as well. You know, I'm assuming there's more dates. I also put up a poll about who, like, what city do you think he should add? And Africa was, I know Africa's not a city, but we're hoping that he attends one of the countries in Africa. There's over 50 countries in Africa, but we would definitely love to see him visit motherland and call, well, say those words on every continent on this planet before the tour's all over. But that's something. Yeah, it's no way Kendrick can drop another album right now. It's no way because this tour is going on till, as far as right now, it's booked until I want to say December. So there's no way that he should drop an album because it's such demand that it's not going to be the same. If he wants to add songs, now it is going to change once he hit Australia and SZA isn't there anymore. I'm sure that set list is going to change, but it wouldn't make no sense for him to drop an album. But if this bodies, because you can tell this body song isn't complete. So this could be a song with Pusha T and these guys because they're saying that there's possibly 3 Kendrick Lamar features on this Clips album. And we're going to find out in a couple of days. So this new Iceman rollout, hey, he might get all this praise now, but I'm sorry, Aubrey. I'm sorry I had to crash your party. You about to do it again. You dropped Nokia, boom, dropped Luther right on top of it. He dropped whatever the name of this song is, boom. We're gonna get this verse in 2 days, 3 days, a couple days. Yeah, a couple days. The one that got clips dropped from Def Jam and Pusha T bought out. We're gonna get that in a few days. So anything your boy put out right now is gonna get stepped on because everybody and their mama gonna tune in to hear the rest of this verse. We don't got a leaked version. It's climbing heights. The next bars that come after where he at, I'm hoping it don't let me down, but it seemed like somebody gets sad for sure. But I would definitely hope and love to see Bodies also be on this Clips album. Also be on this Clips album. I thought it would have been with the South Park creators, but it seemed like that project got pushed back for some reason. But originally they said that it was supposed to drop June, July as well. So I'm not totally giving up on that, but with this Clips album finna drop, I would definitely love to see it on there. Yeah, I hear Nas is on there and possibly even Jay-Z. It's crazy, you know, but these are guys that still rap. What Screwface say? I don't like rappers that can't rap. Whatever his t-shirt says. I gotta start getting my Peapod Cove t-shirts out too. But listen, Kendrick the GOAT. Kendrick the GOAT. For sure. I got some clips here I wanted to go through. You know, wanted to see how people felt about the new song that Drake dropped. You know, we're always gonna swing back to that because that's how I go over there. We can talk about that all day. Kendrick says this GNX tour has been remarkable, unstoppable, legendary. I mean, anything, man. I don't think I've spoken to anybody that hasn't had a good experience at this concert. And listen, if y'all want to come on and talk about the concert, the links in the comments. I watched a couple videos here. Let's get into it. Where is it?
Nigga, you got humiliated. Nobody's better than Drake at losing. What did I miss? Nigga, you got humiliated and dissed. Nobody's better than Drake at losing and crying about it. So now he just released another crybaby anthem, What Did I Miss? This follows Gimme a Hug and A Heart Part 6. Dude, I've heard of explainer videos, but explainer songs? Nigga. And the song is literally trash because he's trying to be rah-rah and he bout these streets. Nigga, what you gonna be? A crip or a fucking cop? And one of the lines from the song is, how could people I love stand by pussies who try me? You have an open lawsuit, a rap beef lawsuit. You are legally the biggest pussy there is. He didn't try you. He came to your city twice and had people crip walking and knew Ho King. He didn't just try you. He stuffed you. Okay? There's no more tough, Drake. You can't be tough. If your new music isn't about my lawyer freestyles, stop it. Talking about what did I miss? Nigga, you got cooked. And your new bar sounds like a self-help book.
Well, I want your honest opinion. Like, what did y'all think about the song? I thought the song was okay, but I got another creator in here that came in and he's gonna drop. Now, if he dropped this song right after the beef, like the pop out, something like that, I could respect this song. I could respect the song. He's still swinging. He wounded, but he's still swinging. But after everything that done happened with the lawsuit and all this stuff, I can't take him serious. Like, honestly, it does sound like he's crying. But I like the fact that he's putting out music. I used to be a Drake fan, a big Drake fan, but I'm one of those that switched it up on you because you switched it up on me. But anyway, I know somebody's gonna dislike the video because they're Julio, but hey, I'm just speaking the truth. You know, I like the song. The beat's cool. He's flowing nice, but he is crying at the end of the day. But I definitely like the fact that he's talking about stuff. But I just wish he would stop the sneak this and just call the names, man. Call at this point, just say who it is. Don't let us have to sit here and wonder. Yeah, I mean, we all said that, you know, if he took a break, went away, and came back with that, with no lawsuit, no nothing, we would all be jamming this song right here. This would be a hit song. This is a good song. It's not a terrible song, even if he's crying. This is a decent song that he could have come back with to be strong. But with everything that happened in between, you cannot ignore that. There's no way you can ignore that. You have to take an account for it because it happened. You can't just be like, oh, we're gonna erase that. Nah, bro, that happened. But if he had just went away and then came back and dropped this song and we didn't hear from him until he dropped this, I guarantee that would be a hit song and everybody be jamming to it because it would be his comeback and it would be a decent comeback. I would think it'd be good, but with all the stuff he's been doing, and then you're in court suing it, but yet you're still taking jabs at people that can't even defend themselves when it comes to rapping. It's crazy.
I ain't hear. I mean, it's cool to hear. It didn't stick to the rhythm. Oh no, that new Drake didn't hit. I ain't gonna lie. It didn't hit. It ain't hit. I mean, it's cool to hear from him, though, but it didn't stick to the Riz. I'm expecting 5 a.m. Toronto, like something crazy, like Duppy. Like, give me a Duppy. That's what we need. We need a Duppy or something. Like, I ain't saying a full on diss, but he pretty much sent shots. It's just how it sound. It sound too like he try to keep up with y'all, like the YNs. I ain't trying to hear no YN Drake. I don't want to hear YN Drake. I want to hear like old, like my era Drake. You feel me? Bars, like straight bars. This is for y'all. Like, I get it, so I get why y'all happy, but I want to hear bars, bro. What you talking about?
Like for me personally, I don't have a problem with the way he came. He didn't, but like I'm one of these people that it didn't matter. It doesn't matter what he drops. If everything that happened after the battle didn't happen, it would be decent. This would be a good rollout. It's a decent song. It's not the best song in the world, but it's a good song. I could rock to this, vibe to this. But after all the stuff you're doing, like, come on, you disrespecting hip hop, disrespecting the rap culture, and then you still want to vibe with you. I'm a reactor. I'm a content creator. You got us in your lawsuit. You still jabbing at all these different things, but we're the ones that spread a lot of light on your content when we react to it. When we react and do all this stuff, we show you love, but yet you over here trying to pocket watch everybody. And that's the issue I got with Drake right now. I mean, the music is decent. I listen to it, but I used to be a hardcore Drake fan back in the day. You know, it's just that I outgrew him. And it was just one day I looked up and I realized I wasn't bumping his music anymore. And it wasn't like I purposely did it. But the old songs that he listened to that I knew, I still go back and listen to them. But I'm not rocking anything new because I don't even know it. That's just being honest. I don't know half of some stuff.
In the past 5 years. How's he not? So Drake just dropped his recent song, What Did I Miss? Presumably a lead single for his album, Iceman. Iceman is a terrible name, it's corny, but it's just Drake's forte. He's perfect at being corny. You know who he is. 6 months ago, you asked me, am I excited for a Drake solo album? I would have said, fuck no.
And this dude is a Drake fan. He's a Drake fan. And he's pissed off with it. This tells me right here that this guy is on the verge of letting go. I was there. I did it, you know. But he's a Drake fan.
No, like P&D, that album I did not give a shit about. I saved like 2-3 songs on there. I didn't give a fuck about that album. But suddenly now, I actually give a fuck. And I'm excited for whatever he's going to drop now. Granted, I'm a huge Drake fan, so, I mean, it makes sense. But P&D, that album, I did not give a fuck about, and I didn't like the album. One complaint I've been hearing people say about this song is that why is Drake still referring to the beef? Why is he still referring to things that happened last year? Guys, it was like the biggest event that has happened within his...
You think it's better than anything on Drake, on Wade's album? Let's talk about that for a second. Really? Wow. I thought the Carter album had like maybe three songs on there that I thought was decent. I mean, some of them weren't all rap songs. They were in other genres and other things, but rap wise, I could probably say yeah. Okay, I can see that. Anybody else say that? Hey, make sure I hit the like button. I appreciate y'all coming through, hanging out with me. That's too funny though. A lot of crying, right? Well, I guess in Toronto, after you cry, you go outside and all that teardrops freeze up. That's probably what it is. You know, it's a whole storybook thing that he's kind of following, right? Iceman was kind of part of the Marvel comics, and that's a whole nother story that he's trying to play on.
Referring to the beef, why is he still referring to things that happened last year? Guys, it was like the album I did not give a fuck about, and I didn't like the album. One complaint I've been hearing people say about this song is that why is Drake still referring to the beef? Why is he still referring to things that happened last year? Guys, it was like the biggest event that has happened within his career within the past 5 years. How's he not gonna address it? You just want him
This
to
is one
ignore it?
thing
Doesn't make
I
any sense.
agree with.
We want Drake to be more.
This is one thing I agree with when it comes to, and I've been saying it. Like, he needs to attack this full on. Like, talk about what happened in the battle. Talk about all this stuff. But the thing with him is he just wants to expose people. He's always trying to expose people and wonder why people switch it up on him. You know, but I want him to talk about that. That's what rap is. Rap's about raw art. You know what I mean? Things that's real, what's really going on. People can't like, okay, people say something's funny, but there's a lot of truth to funny, to comedy, to make it be that way. So if he came out, like, what was Usher's biggest records? Confession, about his love life. His junk fell apart, and he started creating hits, all because of his life fell apart. You know, he even talked about Left Eye and Chili in that new song. You know, but I think he should definitely talk about it and don't make stuff up. Just speak the truth. Like, I love the song he dropped. I love the fact that he dropped that song. But I think that should have came right after the pop. Once the pop out dropped, Drake should have dropped that song. If he dropped that after the pop out, that junk hits totally different. But shit, we had lawsuits and drop lawsuits and the refile lawsuits and added Super Bowl to the lawsuit, added the Grammys to the lawsuit. You know, like, what are we doing? It just doesn't hit the same way. But I like the fact that he's talking about it.
Within his career within the past 5 years. How's he not gonna address it? You just want him to ignore it? Doesn't make any sense. We want Drake to be more introspective, and that's what he's gonna do, hopefully, for this album. And in my opinion, he needs to talk about what happened with the past year.
Yeah, I'm definitely with that. How y'all feel about that? I mean, I know a lot of people, some people say they don't really give a crap about it, but him and Kendrick's going to be connected for a long time. Now, listen, Drake is supposed to be going to Europe at the end of this month, I think. I'm sure he's going to pick up the scraps, but Kendrick's over there whacking them out right now in all these major cities. And I know I spoke to a couple fans because I asked how many of those fans over there are going to go see Drake when he comes to town. And I haven't seen much people on his side yet, but you never know. Plus, the other thing too is it may change once he get over there because even when they did the Australian tour, it didn't seem like they were prepared for that. They just say, "Hey, go to Australia, hang out. We might sell out," type thing. And they found out the hard way that this image was produced. And these weren't stadiums, people. These was arenas. These were 15,000 arenas. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's more things coming to this lawsuit soon. Any of these big events that was televised has a possibility of being added to the lawsuit. Like, I could see them trying to. Well, I guess he can't add anything since they're kind of already in. But like the Rogers Stadium that night when they were saying one more time, I'm sure he was going to try to figure out how to enter that into the lawsuit. My hometown. They got my hometown to turn on me. He should address the sneakness. Well, I don't think he could address it because he be sneaky about it. But the thing I don't understand, like, yes, he's addressing the battle, but he's addressing the wrong things. Like, what does LeBron have to do with the battle? LeBron don't even rap. You know what I'm saying? I could understand him saying people in the game or the music industry switching it up on him. But unless there's a lot of things going on back door that we don't know about. This dude could be connected in the game way more than we think or know. Bron, I'm talking about. So, but I've never heard any other rapper in this Boston Brown on some rap stuff. But like I said, when Drake get his feelings, man, he get a lot of feelings because he have enough albums to prove that. You know, he loves feeling. He's definitely in his feelings. You said frozen beer is yeah, he's in his feelings. Well, when you have a rivalry like Nas and Jay-Z, I was a bigger Jay-Z fan. Still is till this day. But I respected Nas and what he did. The beef when Nas and Jay-Z got in their rap battle, it didn't really bother me because I didn't I didn't really dive into it too much, you know. When the Nas dropped that that atomic bomb on Jay, I brushed it off like a Drake fan. But they didn't have the type of battle that Drake and Kendrick had. You know, now if we were in different times, I believe rap battles would end the way it is now because I think we the people are way more involved than back when Jay and them was kind of involved. But we just waited and it took him a year to respond when his next album came out. Now, but all right, I'll be there in 20 minutes. I got 5 plus 5 plus 5 more. And that's what I'm saying. Like, why, if you're gonna address the beef, why are you addressing this part of the beef? Why not address things that happen to you, people in the music industry? They did you wrong. Why is he like? How come nobody's come out and defended Braun? Though? What's up with that? I just thought about that. How come nobody's defended Braun? I mean, I'm surprised Kendrick haven't said anything because you know Kendrick told him to keep his family away and meet the Grams. Say that, but I really don't know how close he is anyway. Yeah, the song. Yeah, Drake did write that song, according to the he got full credit as writer. The one thing I found a little strange though, there is like 4 or 5 producers on it. I'm not sure if that's where he stuck the writers. He probably over the producer to get him off the writer credit thing, but allegedly, of course. BBS Trizzy. Listen, at this point when it comes to both artists, I don't think you can find much fans that like both, right? I don't think so because the, the hate is real. I think too. I think the hate is real. Like, and you don't really find too many fans that like both artists at the same time. You don't really find that. And like I was saying, yeah, from what they're saying, Drake wrote the song, but yeah, that's what I was saying. You never know. We do have there's a lot of producers on there, and I'm sure I could see Aubrey doing some Aubrey shit. And this is something I could see him doing where he'll take writers. Hey, once you take the producer credit on this, I'll hit you on the back end and I'll let you do a second song for me because I know you want to do that. Yeah, I could see that. Everybody that's got one producer, he got 10. Because Kendrick could have 5 plus 5. I'm gonna have 10. Hey, hey, how do y'all feel about the it's funny, like a lot of what was it? A fan said to me the other day, hey, you know that a lot of this Kendrick beef never came to fruition. Like, what? Everything he said came to fruition. Ask your fans where you get your stomach from, you know? Like, and then he unveils it months later, you know. It's crazy. Yeah, the tours, it's already broke records. I don't have the counts of what these last 3 shows made, but we're gonna get numbers coming in for these shows because they're gonna be breaking records. They're gonna break records for sure over there in Europe. Y'all see the turnout. They got Glasgow coming up tomorrow. I won't be able to live stream that one. I'll be at work. It happens. It's like they're 6 hours ahead. So it's like 1, 2 o'clock. The live stream will be up, but I won't be able to do that one. So I definitely be looking out for y'all. Better look out for the mashups coming. You know, like okay, when it comes to like I got Spotify. I've had Spotify for a long time now. Maybe as long as they've been out. Is it 10 years? I'm not sure, but I got a lot of playlists. Now, I used to be a Drake fan. So if you want to find any Drake song on a playlist for me, you got to go back for a long time. Like, because as you progress and the songs come in, you add them to your playlist. I haven't added Drake song to one of my playlists in got to be at least 5 years, maybe even longer. Yeah, the entire North American yeah, I actually have a video on that as well. They actually broke record for duet. They beat Jay-Z and Beyonce. I think it was 256 million they made in 23 shows in the North America. Now they didn't break Mr. Hovey Ho. He was he has 326 million, I think. But he did that in 80 shows. And then they were trying to compare that bar. 23 shows to 80 shows. Kendrick's gonna obliterate that. He's gonna obliterate that when he's done. He's gonna finish somewhere about 800 to 900 million. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kenny go for a cool 1 bill. I could see that happening for sure. A cool Billy. For a rapper, a rapper who they say is second hand to the boy. Wow. Yeah, y'all see the way where is it? Y'all see the way these kids are jumping in this goddamn look at this. Come on, not you. Y'all see they jumping in here? When was the last time y'all seen a rap concert of people celebrating like this? Like when has that ever happened? Like look at this. This is a rap concert. This ain't Springsteen or the Beatles. Have you ever seen a Drake concert like this? All I see when I see Drake concert is people holding up signs, begging for shit. That's all you see. You see a bunch of people holding up sign, hey, my mama's sick. It's like we're all trying to have a good time. I want to buy my fiance a new car. What? Yeah, yeah, that junk costs. I mean, even though it made that much money, um, I actually had another video. They said that Kenny possibly made around 1.22 mil a show, maybe a little more, somewhere from 2 mil to 3 mil, and he possibly is bringing in a show. And I'm assuming SZA is right there too. Um, but yeah, these shows cost a lot. And if you've been to the show, you would know what it took and kind of understand what it was like to put into that show because it's extremely, extremely. You can see the cost, pyros, that huge screen. I don't know what they pay to upkeep that, move that from A to B, but you can see that they put money into this event, and this is why the event has been historical because they didn't mess around. They wasn't trying to pull no fast one. They was like, you know what? We're gonna give them a good show. We're gonna give them the best TV screen they could see because if I'm doing a stadium, I want everybody to see me. They made sure all that was covered. And I know Joseph been to the show, so he could kind of attest to that as well. If you've been there or you plan on going, I found some videos today with people lining their outfits up because the night before the concert, you get a little nervous or little bubble cuts. Because man, going to a K-Dot concert, Kendrick SZA concert is unreal. And if you're going to the UK, apparently you got to be careful. You got to be careful. You were in Charlotte. And Charlotte was one of those rain shows. You know, they really Kenny the Waterbender really showed out. Really showed up and showed out. Yeah. Yeah, that was about the average. I think the Seattle show made like 15 or 16 mil. I have to do a recap and bring some of those back up. I have them on a couple of those slides that I did. But yeah, they were all totaling 256 million. So you divide what is it, 256 by 23, and you'll get your number. But it's for a rap concert, it's definitely a high number, a very high number. Hey, let me tell you something. This is one wish I ain't backing you on no day. I do not want it to rain at no concert. Trust me, because if people will tell you, I know, especially Charlotte. I know Charlotte spoke about. For instance, SZA wasn't able to fly at Charlotte. I don't think. Um, there were parts of the performances they took out because of the rain. You know, K-Dot ain't sliding across the stage like he normally will if it's wet. They prohibit him from doing certain things within the concert. So you definitely don't want the rain, no matter how cinematic you think it might look. But you know what, too? We want to make sure our two superstars stay healthy and out the weather because, listen, Dot's going till December. He's going till December. And there's a good possibility he might take that junk into next year. But I'm really hoping he dropped the new project in December, though, to roll into 2026. This whole Iceman rollout will be all done. And we're going to find out if it's It's even worth it. I'm definitely won't be doing any Iceman breakdowns. You know, ever since Drake's started pulling all the stuff, I stopped reacting to his music altogether. I may just do a video speaking about it, but we don't get paid for stuff with the copyright anyway, so I'm I'm not gonna react to his. I mean, Kendrick, I'm always gonna do that, or other artists if y'all want me to, but nah. Just like what's the name said, is it time for Drake to get on the ooh yuck gross list? You know what I'm saying? Because he's falling in that category. Nah, I'm never gonna wish for rain. Not at no concert. Now, if it had rained, like where was it? If it rained, could you imagine how horrible this would have been if it was raining? People have been falling all over themselves. That, nah, that'd have been ugly. That'd have been real ugly. Well, you get some cinematic photos though. You definitely get some cinematic photos.
Out on the brand new
Oh,
that I miss. And Drake is really mad at LeBron James. Like, really, really mad. Drake just dropped his new song, What Did I Miss? First off, I really like the instrumental on the song. It's cool. You know, there's a switch in between, which by now is just like classic Drake. Lyrically, Drake is still talking about the same thing he's been talking about for over a year. He's still not over this beef with Kendrick Lamar or really with any of the other artists that participated in this whole thing. But also, besides artists, he's really mad at LeBron James. He even talks about him in some of the lyrics of this song. This has been my issue with every song that Drake has dropped ever since this whole thing with Kendrick Lamar, is that he's always playing defense. It feels like Drake is still trying to prove himself, but instead I think he should be taking the approach of talking about how people keep trying to play the middle with him and Kendrick Lamar. I think that's way more interesting. He talks about that a little bit on this song, but hopefully he talks about this more on Iceman instead of trying to prove himself. But I'm really curious to see what Drake fans have to say, because they've been saying for the longest time that Kendrick Lamar has been dragging this whole thing out, but Drake is doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. I mean, think about this. The song, Not Like Us, stayed alive because Drake kept dropping lawsuits. Every time the song died down, he pulled out a lawsuit. Boom, the views went back up. He's more of a Karen than we don't give him credit for. He does that a lot to himself. Yeah, this whole rollout's been
Drake would have dropped What Did I Miss?
Come on, let's do it.
Pop out. It would have. I think if Drake would have dropped What Did I Miss 2 weeks after the pop out, it would have been like a continuation of the beef. It would have been like, who he talking about? I know he talking about Brown, but you drop it a year later, we already done had full discourse about the people you rock with, people that traded on you, people that That discourse is over with, and we starting it up again? We starting this discourse up again?
That's kind of how everybody feel. That's kind of how everybody feel. At this point on this album that he got coming out, he got to be on there by himself. I don't want no features unless it's somebody from your camp. Like put because Kendrick already stepped on that. You need features to survive. That's what he said. Now you need to come out record alone. I want to see no ghostwriters other than you. You need to stop having 300 producers on a song and disguise them as ghostwriters too. That's not good. That's not good. That is not good. They can't. A lot of people are blind to certain things. Like I don't know if it's the fan in them that does that, but there are things that goalposts to extend. Like for him, it's unreal. It's unreal. I've never seen it before. Like a lot of them sit here thinking that this whole lawsuit is going to help these upcoming people. A lot of them sit here and they want to believe that, and it's it's not, it's not. Hey, I'm usually on the transporter room. That's another podcast I do on Saturdays. I definitely got to leave the link down there, but that's a music review podcast that I'm on, Scotty and the Boys. And we were talking about that a little bit over there, and one of the guys said that it was because Drake got called this or called that. And I'm like, it doesn't matter what he gets called. He's suing over a rap battle. A rap. I remember we went to a couple different these ciphers, and I've seen these battles go down where people get called horrendous things right to their face, right in front of them, and it's part of a battle, and you kind of just you brush it off. But here you are, how could you stand behind that on any percent? There should be a 0% that you feel about peace. You should not think that anything good is going to come out of it. Yeah. But like I said, Drake need to enjoy this quick drop right here. Those are some fan reactions, and people are mixed about it. People are mixed because they don't really know how to feel because of everything that happened since the beef, the lawsuit, all the stuff that went on, and now you're gonna drop this. And it's crazy because once this Clips album come out in a couple of days, they're gonna step all over whatever he just put out. So he already know. He know it's coming. He know it's coming. I have a feeling that Kenny's new album's gonna drop somewhere on top of Iceman. How far y'all think Iceman is from? Does he have a release date for that yet? I didn't even check on that. I don't know. Is there any Drake fans in here? When does that Iceman come out? I like to look that up later. What is that? Like a 1 month rollout? 2 months? A year? How y'all feel about the Iceman track? If y'all want to hop on and talk about the GNX tour, the Iceman rollout, in the link down in the comments. But yeah, I can't follow him on a lot of this stuff. Well, Glasgow is up next. Hey, I know if you over there in the UK right now, I want y'all to let me know how y'all feel about Drake. I know bring it up a lot, but him and Kendrick's linked to this beef, and he's coming over there at the end of this month to do a UK tour with Party. I think it's the Some Shitty Songs for You tour, whatever it is. Hopefully, it's not like the Anita Maxwell tour when people were just showing up for handouts with sign and everything. But let me know if you plan on attending any of his shows when he come over there. How do y'all feel about it? I know how y'all feel about Doc and SZA because those shows sold out in one day. They sold out right away. I'm expecting it to be turned up in Glasgow. This is going to be the only show in Scotland. So I'm expecting the energy to be very high, very high. It's going to be very high. And like I said, Kendrick performed there in 2022. SZA performed there in 2023. So they're not new to these fans. As we can see, Europe loves Kendrick and SZA. It's nothing new. I'm still hoping for Japan and Africa. Those are dates that I could see getting added. You know, those fan bases are huge. You know, like I remember I went to a festival back in Oregon in 2017, and a lot of the people that put it together, like 14 countries, Japan was one of them. So was Chile, so was Argentina. So those are on in that list, you know, but we don't know what the options are either. At this point, you, at some point, we're just gonna have to leave Drake alone because all the Karen stuff he does, you just let him. We'll just have to let him be. Hey, make sure y'all go check the mashups. Them junks been on fire. I've been getting a lot of comments on those videos because I know y'all coming through to watch the mashups. So, and every day I'm getting new ones dropping coming in. You know, I got a community tab of who's been the loudest, what city's been the loudest. I know there's a lot to choose from. You know, Seattle was loud, LA was loud. You know, we saw these three performances. You know, Germany, amazing. So we can't even. I still want to know how do y'all feel? You know, we got clips. I know there's some people on the ground that's been checking in with me, and they're getting ready to go to the Amsterdam show. They already went. They went to Cologne, they went to Frankfurt, and they're going to be going to Amsterdam at the end of the week. So, man, big up to them, right? If you got the opportunity to go watch this one show, three, four. I did content on a young lady that went to 10 shows in North America. And she's currently in Europe at the moment, going to more shows over there. So this is an epic experience, an around the world epic experience for everybody. If you're here, make sure you hit the like button. I appreciate it. Get it out, get this video out to more people. This video out to more people. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I could come on in my mind, what's going on. This I love this tour. This tour to me is so spiritual. It changes your feeling, your mood, everything about it. You know, you're supposed to get it out of date. For some reason, the more you listen to it, the better it gets. The better it gets. You get that withdrawal, that GNX withdrawal after you watch this. You can come through, check out my mashups. I interject some energy in there. Definitely. Get y'all revived and pumping again. Make it like Gatorade. Call it P-Aid. I got to come up with some T-shirts, some P-Pop T-shirts. I got a few of those coming soon for sure. Maybe I definitely do a Kendrick and SZA one, P-Pod Cole GNX tour. I do need to put my shirt up back there. What else I got in the queue here? Definitely. That. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love coming up and just being able to speak my mind because watching this tour, man, it take like I said, it takes me in places where I didn't expect to be, and that's what music does to you. Music transforms your spirit. I'm definitely looking to see if I can attend one of the Latin American shows, Mexico City or something. I'm looking into that. That's a huge possibility. Hopefully, I could make that happen. I'll go crazy. I'll definitely go crazy if I can make that show. And he'll be in, where is it? One, two, bam. If y'all didn't know, there were dates added to the tour: Colombia, Brazil, Argentina, Chile, and Mexico. And I still believe there's a lot more. I still believe that there's dates added on the back end. Praying and hoping that they add some more dates in the US when they return. That would be awesome. I'm hoping for that for sure. If that happens, I'm definitely gonna be going whatever city that is. I'm gonna have to fly my nephew and we're gonna go see it together. 11-year-old kid love Kendrick Lamar. You love Kendrick Lamar. I guess by now he's loved by many, right? All ages, doesn't matter. Everybody can relate. Everybody can relate. To know here in America, Toronto till now. Listen, the way Germany turned out, we ain't got nothing on them. Nothing on them. It's crazy because Toronto, they take it up a notch. I still think the two loudest stadiums was Seattle and I think LA. Atlanta, possibly a little bit. I'm talking about as far as noise decibel, right? But the German show, it wasn't just loud, it was just energetic. Well, you see it, you see the visual. You can't fake that. You know, you can't fake that. And they need to take our seats out in the US. But the thing is, Toronto is still the only city that the entire stadium started chanting, "We want more." Apps to not like us, which makes it epic and legendary in its own way. In its own way. For real. I'm still trying to see if I can find like even like these guys hanging out, being out, you don't even find those clips anywhere. It's like they're totally well, we all know Kendrick moves in silence. Like he literally moves and does his thing. He doesn't create a big stir where everybody, oh, there's Kendrick Lamar. When certain people move, everybody have to know they're moving. Everybody know they're outside. Kendrick don't post on Instagram. He's not on social media. You know, I'm sure he doesn't even have a cell phone. And the people around him may, but I'm sure he probably don't even have a cell phone. You know, yeah, they turned it up all the way for sure. I had the clip pulled up earlier for some reason. It got co-starred in my queue. The one with the 12-year-old kid, where Dot hands him the mic, and the kid says, "I'm 10 years old," you know. And he was literally he was rapping bar for bar with Kendrick, you know, and it's I like to see when Kendrick do stuff like that. You know, he stops and he find ways to make the crowd bigger than him. You know, make that kid feel special. You know, he literally hands him his mic, and that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. You see things like that, and the one thing I like too at the end of that show is SZA thanking the parents for bringing the kids out. You know, because there were a lot of kids at these shows. They're out for the summer, just like we are here for most of the schools itself. But you know, they really connect with these people, man. There's you could see it, you could feel it in the stadium. That's what they call them, K boys. And somebody got at me in the chat because I called us K bots, and they're like, don't say that. She says the name, but I don't say the name. I say Academy. Academy gave us that name, and this is yeah. I'm proud to say I'm one. Yeah, it's supposed to be funny, but hey, I'm a bot. I'll be a K bot. I know who and what I represent, and I know what he does. You know, so if that's what he wants to call me, that's what I am, bro. Let's get it, bro. For real. It ain't bothering me, none. You know, if Drake had took credibility and he had took all that, he would have been past this a long time ago. Accountability, everything, all the abilities, he would have been past it a long time ago. But nah, not this time. You the one that didn't want to go away and lay down. Now he's coming back talking about what did I miss? You ain't miss shit. Yeah, what did I miss? It's a cool song. It's a cool song, but you can't drop that after all you just did, bro. One of the biggest reason I think you talking about Kung Fu Kenny. Well, I'm sure a lot of us, Joseph, you're a little on the older side, right? I'm middle age. I'm getting up there, but we remember there was a time when there wasn't no cell phone. I remember a time when we had beepers, things like that. So there was a time when we had to memorize phone numbers, you know. And I think Kendrick is still in those times. I've been debating, and me and a couple of my boys talked about this, where I wanted to get rid of my cell phone and get a regular flip phone because you waste and spend so much time on a cell phone. If you want to keep your tablet or something in the house where you could use to do all that scrolling, it's cool. But think about how much time you waste scrolling on the phone every day. You got a flip phone I would just use to make calls. You'll find something else to occupy that time. And there's a lot of people convert to something like that. And I was seriously considering something like that because these apps get you, man. The algorithms they put in these things are turned up 500 to get you just to be like, I'm gonna look at 3 hours later. Yeah. I still got that banner up there. There's even a couple of people that said they're going to be hitting Brazil and Mexico City. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. But it's going to be the next show up right here. And a lot of people now are getting ready because it's in a few hours actually. I won't be able to live stream this one, but I'll definitely try to get y'all the clips later on tomorrow after this concert comes out. It's gonna be the only show in Glasgow, so I'm assuming it's gonna be insane. It is a soccer stadium. I'm not sure what the attendance is, but most of these are between 50 and 60,000 stadium seating. Hell yeah, for sure. Now, any Scissors fans in here? Anyone that really enjoys Scissor? Because I know there's a lot of us Kendrick Lamar fans that we like SZA. Who listen to her music. She has a lot of songs. Like there were so many songs that she had that I didn't know that she sang them. You know, and basically, like with me, there was a stage where I went through. Once I got Spotify and I started streaming music, I didn't even really look to see who the names were. Once I hear a song in my queue, I just add it to a playlist, and I just keep going. So I never even pay attention to who actually sing it anymore. So sometimes my kids will come to me, "Hey, Dad, you like the song of so and so?" I don't know who young Moneybag Yo is or whatever. Just like, oh, I heard you singing the song. Okay. So we said, "Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, I like that song. Oh, yeah, that's okay." I didn't even know who that was, but yeah, I didn't realize SZA had that many hits. She has a lot of hits with a lot of different people, and that's why I think she was able to interject even more um, duet performances on this tour as well because she has a lot of collaborations. That's a good question. Listen, I'm not sure if you got kids, but my kids are grown, right? My kids are grown now. When I say grown, I'm talking 25 and 21, right? But you ever been in the house and the Wi-Fi go off for like 2, 3 minutes, and the kids they start to go to hysteria. Daddy, 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 turn on the Wi-Fi, daddy. Like the kids today don't even know what it's like. Like you tell your kids, like, listen, you know how grandma used to punish me? She used to say, you can't go outside. And they'll be like, what's that? What's that? I'm like, bro, think about it, man. Yeah, the kids today, I don't think they could do without cell phones. The one thing I hate about the cell phone and some of this stuff is parents let that stuff brings the kids on these tablets and things like that. But yeah, man, I don't think these kids will stand a chance. But you know what though? If if they had to adapt, I'm sure they will. Because if you didn't have it to begin with, you're gonna do it out. But if it's something you have, like okay, if one day they just took away all the cell phones from all the kids, then we're gonna have an issue for at least a good year. They're gonna start adapting, but it'll change. It'll be a fight for a little while though. Kids today got it easy. We become punk ass parents. That's what it is. The stuff the kids get away with. Yeah, Well, you remember the one we went to at Foxborough. It was 65% women at that concert. And you can when SZA's music came on, all the women was singing loud as ever. Loud as ever. And these were older women, younger girls. Yeah. It seemed like Europe because she's going back to Europe. You know what too? She has a lot of her songs are in music as well, movies and things like that as well. You know, she got the James Bond song. She got, she's a superstar within herself. A lot of people don't realize that. At least a lot of Kendrick Lamar fans doesn't realize that. They don't know how big SZA is. Some of them do, but not a lot. Some of them don't really care. It wasn't until I started doing this whole series. And listen, I got a whole lot of other different content on my channel other than the GNX content. But I have a lot of Kendrick Lamar stuff. I've always been doing Kendrick Lamar stuff. That's why I originally started a channel a year ago. But this tour has changed my whole, I never realized how different Kendrick fans and SZA's fans were, because hardcore Kendrick fans don't like SZA. The hardcore SZA fans don't like Kendrick. And I saw a lot of that at this concert. Like, they'll literally get up and go to the bathroom between sets. Like me, I didn't leave once Kendrick came out. I was up, jumping up and down till they got in that GNX. I was like, I ain't going to the bathroom for nothing. I'm gonna enjoy this entire show, and that's what I did. But some of these people are literally leaving because the other person was up. Like, hey, at the end of the day, that was definitely a good concert. One of the best concerts I've ever been to. Definitely one of the best. So where y'all checking in from? Everybody's around the world following the GNX tour. Legendary for sure. We all know Frankfurt had these energetic moments where you just I be sitting there and I be thinking, like, what do you think Kendrick is thinking about when he's looking out in the crowd and see that? And I don't think it's the first, because this King song is what, 3 years? Has he performed over there yet? This was in 2022. When did this song come out? 22 or 23? And another thing too is Baby Keem need to get his butt to Europe and perform this song with Kendrick in Europe. That's what I want to see before he leaves Europe. He needs to get over there and perform this song, because they'll tear this stadium down if Baby Keem showed up. I am sure and positive of that. For sure. Because the energy on this song, I mean, there's a couple of songs, Not Like Us, where the energy just through the roof. Like, you cannot imagine this type of energy in a stadium. Like, just that's like through the whole. Did y'all ever imagine this? I know some people gonna be like, "Oh, but listen, this is a rap concert, guys." Like, think about it. Like, look at that. When was the last time y'all seen a crowd turn out like this? If you know no one, let me know. Like for real, like the energy in there is undeniable. Like they're moving in the entire. How much people y'all think is down there? There's a couple of thousands down there. And if you look around in the stadium, everybody in the stadium, even in the upper decks, are jumping as well. Everybody. Everybody. So listen, before he leave Europe, I think he's gonna break that 326 mil. He's gonna break that record before he leave Europe for sure. I definitely think so. Unfortunately, that SZA is not gonna finish the tour with him. But she's gonna finish the European tour, but not Australia. When they go to Australia, it's gonna be Kate out alone. But he's gonna annihilate that record. He's gonna annihilate it. In way less shows, too. Way less shows. Way less shows. But man, like I said, this is just something where, like, are those bots? Could be, right? And that just give me goosebumps just watching and thinking of that, man. Give me goosebumps.
It seems like the whole city going against me. Every time I'm in the street, I ain't
And that's why I was saying, like, the performance I'm seeing from Kendrick Lamar over here in Europe reminds me of when Michael Jackson used to be on tour in Europe, and we saw people fainting, and people passing out, and doing all crazy things. This is what this kind of remind me of. Back when the Beatles and these rock bands was rocking out. I remember those. That's what this reminds me of. I could be wrong. Let me know down in the comments. You get pissed off, don't hit the dislike button. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Yeah, I think it's definitely about probably more than that. I promise you it's more than that. I can see a couple of them got on their GNX t-shirts. The crazy thing, man, if you watch this concert, you can see how Dot is great at all. Like he reacts with the audience so well. Especially when you see some of these performances, the way he's performing with the audience, you can see his stage presence is immaculate. The way, especially in this in the stadium, you can see his movements. He's spinning around. He's over here. He's over there. He's not sitting in one place, and the crowd feels that energy. It's crazy. gonna be all right. Yeah, listen, they're gonna be all right. Glasgow's up next tomorrow, so I ain't gonna be around to do the live stream. Hopefully, I'm not sure if cousin Moni's gonna be streaming or not. The last time our live stream got taken down, but I'm definitely gonna come through with the mashups. Yeah, I appreciate everybody coming through. Joseph, I appreciate you coming through. Braxton, I appreciate you coming through. A few more people's up in here. I know I got a lot of people watching that just want to hear me talk, and I appreciate y'all too. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate y'all coming through watching these videos. Just hit the like button. Help gets it out to more people, so more people could watch it. You know what's crazy? I have never seen a Taylor Swift concert. I'll have to look up some of her concerts and see what they're like. But I know she has lovable music. I could listen to Taylor if I had to. I used to when the kids were younger, like my daughter. She was a Swiftie at one point. And you know what? Taylor got relatable songs, you know. I think for sure. What's Taylor Swift numbers? What's her numbers look like? I know she is the top of the totem pole, if you ask me. Sure she's even above Beyonce, right? Now I don't feel me, but bees they call y'all. But I know Taylor is definitely the only artist to ever really won against UMP. She's special. She got real fans. She got real fans. But like I said, I think if he adds, I'm thinking possibly a couple of shows in Africa as well as in. If those comes to fruition, and I could see him adding maybe one more in Mexico City and one more in Brazil. I don't know. As the dates get closer, I think because those dates are far off. I'm talking December. I mean, it's not too far off, but we're in July now. And as those times get closer, if he had to do shows back to back nights, he's already there. I'm sure he's going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So if he adds a couple of mini shows, I could see him doing a cool 1 billion. And I could think that's a number that they probably trying to break. Because as a rap concert touring, for it to break $1 billion when the previous record was 327 million by Sir Drake, and for him to drop the next album after the beef battle, whatever they call it, and make $1 billion. That would be insane and crazy to think. But the one thing we're noticing, all these shows so far overseas are sold out. And they have been for months. They have been for months. I gotta start up checking the ticket prices on the new shows that's been added because you know they're gonna be coming with that soon. But I'm definitely gonna try to see if I can hit New Mexico City or something because I definitely need to see another one of these shows. Another one before the next year. Because whatever's coming, man, I'm dying for this Clips album too. If that Bodies is on that Clips album, I'm gonna lose my stuff. I'm gonna lose my stuff. This whole time I've had like a damn echo in my where is my applause? No, I want the slow applause. Fast one. Yeah, give it up for y'all. Oh, it's still on the over here checking all these. The concert, you mean? Well, the thing is with rap concerts that compared to back in the day, there were a lot of bad rap concerts back in the day, and this concert is what really separated itself from a lot of past concerts because of how well Kendrick did, how he removed the background tracks and actually rap, and you could actually hear him rapping. You know, you don't find that at any concert. It's just filled with all background stuff, and you may hear once in a while. I also had a clip where Kendrick switched up the lyrics. He's actually switched. He did the ad libs instead of the song while he performed in the middle of the song. It was crazy. But I get so many clips that sometimes when I actually bring them in, I have to eliminate some so they don't all make it. But he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I know it's corny, but it's goat. Goat is a goat. No, rap was never supposed to be mainstream. Rap was like 'cause look, I came to New York in '87. I'm saying '87, and I was there when a lot of that stuff went down. I was living in Bronx before I moved to Connecticut in the '89, '90, something like that. But yeah, it was supposed to just be something for us to play with, something for us to play with, and that's what I'm saying. When you look at this clip right here of Kendrick Lamar performing in Germany, a rapper performing in Germany with a crowd bouncing like that. You look at this and you think about it, like they said rap wasn't going to be anything. Like look at everything they've said about Kendrick Lamar. What about this says that's true? Like I don't think I've seen many fans like perform like this at a show. This is festival vibes right here. And if you've been to a music festival, you know what I'm talking about. This is some Burning Man stuff, I think. You get out there and just you party like there's no tomorrow. There's nothing else coming. It's just me and the music enjoying life. That's what that is right there. Me and the music enjoying life. And nothing else matter till tomorrow comes. And he ain't got no hits though. He ain't got no hits. He ain't selling stadium outs. He ain't doing none of that. Nope. But it's funny though. Everything they say he can't do, he's been doing it. I definitely got to check in with some other. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And all of a sudden now, you see, it's a lot of them are trying to. They're finally backing off a little bit, where they're not like trying to contaminate the narrative as much as they were before. Once the concert hit the UK and they saw what the turnout in the UK was, that it was actually stronger than the US. You can see the narratives. Yeah, you look at Akadidi. He still hasn't said anything yet. Akadidi, yeah, he's literally words right out of my mouth. He's literally eating his words for real. Because at the end of the day, he also went to the concert because he wanted to see it. You know, You know, I know a couple of people saying that song when he was saying "What Did I Miss?" They think academics could be one of those people as well. You know, because academic did some things that was suspect during that time as well. You know, he even went to the GNX tour in a concert in Michigan. So what did I miss? You know, Mr. Baby crying, Mr. Baby crying. But that's all good though. Oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna leave it there tonight, guys. I've been on for about 2 hours now. Just wanted to come on and just talk a little bit about the tour and let y'all know what's coming up. Tomorrow's gonna be the show, and I'm gonna definitely put in more stuff on the community tab now as well. You know, for a while I wasn't really linked up to it, but now I'm on the community tab. I'll be able to post a couple hours ahead of time to let y'all know when I'm gonna be on. You know, I do appreciate y'all watching these videos. I'm definitely trying to stay on my game, clean up the edits. You know, I'm gonna cut these up and repost them singular ladies later. So whoever's watching back ain't gotta watch 2 hours to hear when Joseph dumped on Drake back in Mark. uh, what did I miss? Yeah, you missed a lot. You got to go back to about 8 minutes. What did I miss? Like I said, I like the song. It's a cool song, but that song should have been dropped right after the pop out. If he dropped that right after the pop out with no lawsuit, no BS, that song would have hit. You all would be on that song, vibing to that song, be like, yo, Drake's gonna come back. It's the hot song. But with all the crying and all the caring stuff that's been done, I'm sorry to say, bro. Go in traffic. Sorry to say, buddy. But I'm gonna leave it there, y'all. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. This is Peapod Cove. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Y'all have a good one, y'all. Peace.